friends, Gina here from Destination Baby, going over the Clek Liing rigid latch installation with you. First step is going to be identifying where the rigid latches are in your vehicle. We assume that you've done that. And then you're going to take your base, you're going to pop out the load leg as your first course of action. And then when you set your base down, you press the white tab on the interior, and that will enable you to lengthen the latch on each side. They are independent, so one won't pull the whole thing. You do each one independently. Line it up with where your latch points are. Click in till you see green. That lets you know that it's attached. And then from this point, as you might have seen in my other video, you simply press the tabs and push the seat very close to your seat back until it locks in. At this point, you want to set your foot to make sure that it's touching the ground and that you have a nice level for your vehicle. Pretty simple. Another awesome feature of the car seat is that you're able to remove the base very easily, which is nice if you have other adults driving with you for a host of reasons and you don't want to have this in the car. All I did was press on the white tab, pull back, and then engage the red trigger to have it come off. Another amazing feature about the Clek Liing that we want to make sure to show is that you're actually able to adjust the recline of the seat portion once the base is installed. Usually with the seat, the base would have to have the recline level predetermined before installation, which is a bit of a guessing game. Clek's removed that worry and that confusion for parents by offering a white handle here and the ability to squeeze and pinch and have the seat sit more upright for older children and obviously more reclined for newborns. As you'll see here, there are 7 different levels for the recline to be able to pause at, depending on which level makes the most sense for you based on your child's weight. The main point I'm trying to show you here is that the seat really does offer a very broad spectrum of recline, which is pretty unique on an infant seat. Here we have the seat in its most reclined mode. I'm going to remove it, set it to its most upright, and put the seat back in so you can see the difference in our darling Dolly from most reclined to most upright. So something very exciting, as you can see with the seat set in a more upright mode, is that for a child that's 8, 9, 10 months, developmentally more interested in sitting upright and looking at what's going around, you're going to have the seat be able to do that for you, and you're going to be able to utilize it for longer. The other thing you'll notice is that I have more foot room for a growing child, and I haven't had to adjust the front seat to scoot forward in order to achieve the more upright position. So this is a very, very unique and exciting feature for an infant seat to have. One of the features I'm most excited about with the Clek Liing is going to be the fact that they have not neglected parents who choose to utilize a seatbelt installation as opposed to a latch installation. What does that mean? Frequently in a vehicle, if we're installing in the middle, we don't have the lower anchors appropriately set up to do a latch install. So what we do with the Clek is squeeze, and we're going to run the belt through our belt path. And this seat is pretty cool because it doesn't require the user to have a ton of muscles in order to get a nice tight installation. Just have to be sure to buckle it in, get it straightened out, and then we're going to run this through the shoulder belt through the top part. And instead of me tightening, I'm going to let the seat's plate do that work for me. Now it's installed and has very little side-to-side movement. Obviously less than an inch, but we're hoping for as little as possible. Additionally, the foot is quite short down here, so even with a transmission hump, I'm still going to be able to utilize the load leg, so that's going to make the seat optimally safe for a variety of accidents. What I have set up here is to demonstrate how you would utilize this car seat if you didn't have the base. So let's say you're taking an Uber or you're going on vacation, a whole variety of reasons you might not want to use your base. Here we're able to use the seatbelt on its own with the car seat, no limitations, and head off safely. So the way that it would be set up is going to utilize what's called the European belt routing method. And all that means is we're going to follow the blue path on the car seat for our safest installation. So we set the seat up, make sure that the child is relatively level, and then we're going to use the blue belt guides to tell us where to put the seat belt. So on an American car seat, typically this is all that you do in order to belt it in. However, with Clek, we're using the European belt routing method, going around the back of the seat, tucking it into its blue plate in the back, and it automatically is locking off for me because I've extracted the belt all the way out, and now I'm feeding it back in to make sure that it's nice and tightly installed. Excited to show Clek Liing going onto a stroller. This is actually a Veer wagon, and I like to show the car seat going on it because it's a pretty sweet and simple deal. The other thing that I'm so obsessed with this product is the removal. Typically with this style adapter on your other car seats, you're going to be pressing 2 buttons to take the car seat off. Here we have a single-handed squeeze on the back of the seat. For a simple lift and removal, it's much easier. Another fabulous feature of the Liing infant seat from Clek is going to be when it is on what's referred to as a modular stroller, which is this style right here. The seat's removed, then the car seat's on it. We have a really generous canopy. Most of the sun damage that your child will encounter is going to occur in the first 2 years of their life. So anytime we can have them shaded when we're outdoors, it's generally an awesome idea to utilize. And that's very slick. Another fabulous feature of the Clek Liing infant seat is going to be the window that is exposed by lifting up the back panel. And what you'll see is after it's open, there's magnets that hold everything together. So magnets to keep it open for airflow, and then also magnets to keep it closed if you want full sun coverage. And why we like magnets so much is because Velcro is noisy and can also pull at different material.